Good evening, everyone. So today's session we are going to we are going to discuss on boilers. Somebody is asking from which, let's answer the questions first. For which college are you preparing? So currently I'm preparing for this one, MSc. Yeah, actually I have the notes. I have not sent it, right? I will send it. I think maybe you have the notes that were sent in the group, I think earlier. But still I will forward you it. I forgot yesterday. I'll send it. So today's session is on boilers. So can somebody give me the definition? Explain what is a boiler?
Boiler is a device used to convert water to steam
Yeah, and
by boiling it.
correct. What is the use of steam on board?
It's used to heal the lube oil or fuel oil. It's lube oil, right?
Actually, lube oil is not heated in main engine and auxiliary engine. Lube oil is cooled down. There is a lube oil cooler, not heater. Lube oil is only heated in VCRS because
Yeah,
of
okay.
the use of refrigerant. The temperature is very low, right? So the compressor, the lube oil may freeze up. So that's why to avoid
Yeah,
freezing of lube oil, we heat the lube oil in VCR system. But mainly if this question is going to be asked, so we can say that steam is used to heat the fuel oil. Since when we receive the
yes,
fuel,
yes.
the uh, the heavy fuel oil, which
Viscosity
is a
decreases.
CST of 380 CST. So we need to bring
Yeah,
it
yeah,
down to 13 CST so that we can use it in the main engine, right? We heat it
yeah,
in
yeah.
130 to 140 degrees Celsius. So one reason is to heat the fuel oil, and the second reason is
For accommodation purpose.
accommodation. Correct, yeah, heating the accommodations and
Then in
any.
kitchen, uh, I think it's used in kitchen to heat some. No.
No, 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 no. It's not used in kitchen. It is used in HFO, heavy fuel oil.
Hmm.
We have to preheat the fuel oil to send it to the combustion chamber. And then another thing was accommodation. And then another thing we can use that steam pressure. We can use to rotate the turbine, which is pump can be rotated.
Turbine.
What is the name of this
Yeah,
pump?
crude oil pump.
Cargo
In,
oil pump. Cargo
crude,
oil pump turbine. Just keep COPT.
yeah,
Name the full pump. It's cargo oil pump turbine.
Is it used in freshwater generator?
Steam.
Steam? No,
Steam.
no, right?
No, not actually. The heating source in a freshwater generator is the water, the seawater that is coming from the main engine. That's the heating source.
water jacket cooling.
Yeah. That's the water jacket. The cooling water is used to heat the to heat the uh, this one in the evaporator in the freshwater generator. To heat the water in the evaporator. And is there any other options left? I think COPD you have mentioned, accommodations we have mentioned, and heating the heavy fuel oil. And we can also add, if you want to, that for heating the
Such
water whenever we are in cold climates.
as
Yeah, yes, so
you said that a heavy fuel oil is preheating before sending the two-stroke engine. How does the heavy fuel oil heating process is occur? Can you explain that?
how is the process occurs? So have
Uh,
you seen the diagram or the video in the Dreamer package? Yeah, I can explain it. This one, how the bunkering takes place after bunkering, how it is stored in the settling tanks, storage tanks, then it is transferred
yeah,
to settling tanks.
centrifugal
Yeah, yeah.
temperature.
So in
Service
between,
tank, settling
at
tank.
first,
So, yes.
at first in the storage tanks, the temperature is maintained at 40 degrees, right?
Yeah,
So then the heavy fuel oil is transferred to the settling tanks, right? And in the settling tank, the temperature is maintained at 80 degrees. correct? Then it passes
Yeah.
through the heavy fuel oil purifier, which works on the centrifugal force, and because of the density difference between the water and oil or any other impurities that may be present with the heavy fuel oil, a finer uh, separation of oil takes place, and then this oil is fed to the this one, what's the name, service tank, yeah, service tank, and the temperature maintained of the service tank is 90 degrees, right, 90 degrees Celsius. And from the service tank it is passed through a heavy fuel oil heater, which heats it at 130 to 140 degrees Celsius to bring the CST from 380 CST to 13 CST, so that we can use it in the main engine. That's how the temperature is maintained.
Okay.
There are a few more things that we, if somebody is asking, explain the whole fuel oil distribution, there are just few more things to add up. We can discuss it in the IC engine further. Okay, so what are the types of boiler? Anyone? So there are two types of boiler. One is the fire tube boiler or smoke tube boiler. The second was the water tube boiler. Also, I want to say one thing, that if somebody is mentioning the cargo oil pump turbine, steam is required to use to run the cargo oil pump turbine, then he should also know the working of the cargo oil pump turbine. If you are mentioning that one, then the interviewer may ask the next question directly from what is, can you explain the working of the cargo oil pump turbine? So remember to study it. Don't just say it, that because he may ask it, because that's a marine thing. So he may be surprised if you're saying cargo oil pump turbine. So he may ask the working too. So who wants to explain the working of fire tube boiler? Or yeah, who wants to explain the working of fire tube boiler? Anyone? Who wants to go? Somebody should explain, right?
Surface bro, how many type of boilers are there?
There are two types of boiler. One is the fire tube or smoke tube boiler, and the second one is water tube boiler.
Okay.
So who wants to explain the working of fire tube boiler? No one.
The hot flue gases are passing through the tubes,
First give
and it
the
is surrounded.
definition, then the
Okay, okay.
construction, then go for the whole working. That's the better structured way to answer it. Yeah, now.
It will be better if you could explain it.
So okay. So first the definition, the short line. What is a fire tube boiler? A fire tube boiler is a type of boiler in which exhaust gases or flue gases passes through the tubes, which is surrounded by the water, which heats up the water and steam is being produced. So then the construction. In a fire tube boiler, we have the shell filled with water, and in between we have the combustion chamber and the furnace. This furnace is horizontally fired in a fire tube boiler, and tubes are connected. These tubes together are called tube stacks, which are connected to the combustion chamber to create a passageway, to create a passage for the exhaust gases, so that the exhaust gases can flow through the combustion chamber, which heats, and when these exhaust gases flow through the tubes, it heats up the surrounding water. So when the boiler is fired in the furnace, it will produce the exhaust gases. These exhaust gases will flow through the pipes and the steam will be generated. That's the basic working of a fire tube or smoke tube boiler. Got it?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So can anybody explain what is an water tube boiler?
Can I?
Yes.
Water tube boiler, there is a steam, there is a two drums, steam drum and then water drum. Steam drum is located in upper, and then water drum located in bottoms, and then combustion chamber located at top, and then it burns burns, and then flow of water take place at natural process. if we take flow of water, which means the less denser water is upper side, and then high denser water is downer side, which high denser water come down on fire, burn it. I know the process. I didn't say that properly.
Yeah,
So
that's all right. Just make it in a structured way, and you didn't mention the tubes too, where both the steam drum and the water drum is connected by the tubes, and together these tubes are called tube stacks. So you should mention the tubes too. And the nasal circulation takes place. Why is the nasal circulation taking place? So if I have to explain what is an water tube boiler, I will go like this. First, the definition I will give. A water tube boiler is a type of boiler in which the water flows inside the tubes of the boiler, which heats up, which get heated up by the exhaust gases that is around the tubes, and steam is produced. So the construction of a water tube boiler is, it has two drums. One is the water drum and one is the steam drum. Steam drum is the top one, water drum is the bottom one. So both of these drums are connected to each other by tube stacks. Tube stacks means there are a lot of tubes. So that's what tube stack means. And this boiler is vertically fired boiler. So when the boiler is fired and the exhaust gases are produced, it flows up, which hits the tubes and the steam drum, which heats up the water that is being present at the tubes and the steam drum, and the steam is produced. The steam is produced in a at a much faster rate because of the natural circulation of water that is taking place. Since when the water is heated, the temperature of water is not same at all sides. So because of density difference, as we know that hot water has less density, so the hot water will tend to move upwards, and cold water has more density, so cold water will flow downwards. This creates a necessary circulation, and the rate of steam generation is higher in water tube boiler. Got it? So can anybody explain the differences between a water tube boiler and a smoke tube boiler? Anyone who wants to name the differences
water
between water tube? Yeah,
water
please.
tube boiler can produce a steam up to 350 bars, and then smoke tube boilers produce up to 5 to 7 degree bars. Yeah, water tube boiler produce the steam instantly and then fast, while steam tube boiler produces steam slowly.
Any more differences? Anyone? So we can add more differences. The first difference we can say, if this question is coming. So first, say the tubes. In water tube boiler, water flows inside the tube. In smoke tube boiler, the exhaust gases, the hot flue gases flows through the tube which surrounds the surrounding water. In case of smoke tube boiler, then we can say the pressure. A water tube boiler can handle pressure up to 350 bars, and smoke a smoke tube boiler can handle pressure up to 25 bars. And the just have to look for it. Yeah, the rate of steam generation is much higher in a water tube boiler. The rate of steam generation is much lower in smoke tube boiler. A water tube boiler requires less flowing and less flow size, and a smoke tube boiler requires a higher flow size. So the maintenance is much higher in a water tube boiler. The maintenance is less in a smoke tube boiler, and the efficiency of a Carlo, just 1 second. I think I just left. I have just one more point. The efficiency of a water tube boiler is 90%, and the efficiency of a smoke tube boiler is 75%. Yes, Carlo.
Which one is used on board?
Ship. It depends on the ship. If it's a crude oil tankers, then this one will be used. Water tube boiler will be used, since we need to run the cargo oil pump turbine, right? So more steam is required. That's why water tube will be used in tankers and in bulk areas, ro-ro vessels, cargo. In those kind of vessels, we use smoke tube boiler because we don't require a higher amount of steam generation, right? It's expensive too. Yes, in the differences you can add this point too. The water tube boiler is much more expensive and steam tube, smoke tube boiler is relatively less expensive. So, any other questions regarding the differences and the definitions of the working of boiler? Otherwise, we can move on. Anybody have any questions regarding working of boilers? Can you give
The
me the
construction. Can you repeat the construction of a fire tube boiler?
of a fire tube boiler? So, it is the outer shell. In the shell, the water is being present, and in between we have the combustion chamber. In between we have the combustion chamber, and the furnace is attached. Just try to show you.
Is it horizontally fired?
Yeah, it's horizontally fired. Correct. I'll just try to show you with a bottle. So just imagine it's a fire tube boiler. So this is the shell. Water is being present here. The combustion chamber will be inside inside. The middle part will be the combustion chamber, and the furnace will be this one, horizontally fired. So when the boiler will be fired, the exhaust gas will be produced, which will flow up in the combustion chamber, and the pipes are attached at the topmost part of the combustion chamber, so that the exhaust gases can flow up and then flow out through the tubes. Got it? It's just a simple construction. If you will look at the image, it will be very easy to understand. So, who wants to explain what is steam hammering?
Can
When the
I?
boil. Okay, okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You continue.
Anyone can.
Kya again? So,
Yes, Carlo.
Okay, okay. When the boiler is shut down, there is some steam will be present in the tube, inside in the tubes. So if we shut down the valve, the steam is condensed to water. The volume of steam is much higher. I think it's 1700 than that of
1750
water.
liters is equal
1750.
to 1 liter of water.
Yeah, yeah. So it gets condensed. So when we open the valve, when the steam is coming out, then it will also there is a vacuum is created, right?
Yes. First, the
So
steam will pass then.
yeah. Then the water comes to the vacuum. It will cause a pitting action. It's called steam hammering.
You
Please
said
explain it
you
good
said
way.
at the like you were explaining quite well, but at the finishing was not very good. You said
Yeah,
pitting
yeah,
action, right?
yeah.
Okay. So if yeah, here this question is asked, so you can explain. I will like to try that steam hammering occurs in boilers when the boiler is not running. When you shut off the boiler, the steam that is being present in the pipeline will get condensed back into water as the temperature drops in the pipelines. So when after few days, if when again we want steam, we open the valves, and this steam will pass through the pipeline and will come in contact with the water that is being present in the pipeline from previous use. So this new steam will, as soon as it came in contact with the water, it will condense back to water, because of we know that 1750 liters of steam is equal to 1 liter of water. Vacuum will be produced inside the pipeline, so this condensed water will flow back towards the valves, and it will hit the valve, which may damage the valve. So we need to avoid steam hammering. This is not the exact perfect answer to the definition and all. I don't have the definition with me. But the explanation, you can say like this. Your answer was also not bad, but the finishing was, you need to change a bit at the finishing part. Ashok, do you want to answer it now?
yeah, it was the same answer.
Yeah, you can try.
When there is a boiler is shut off, uh, there is a steam will condense and then produce the water, and then uh, when the valve is open, there is a high flow in pressure, high pressure area to low pressure area, which means the steam hammering happens.
Yes, it's good to mention the flow taking place from high pressure to low pressure.
And it may damage the dissolvent. So, how to prevent the steam hammering? Can anyone?
So you can prevent it by
The
two
valve
ways. Who
should
wants to
open
answer?
slowly, right?
Yeah, correct. Please answer.
Okay.
Yes, Carlo. Not just slowly, like one. There are a few more things that you have to add in this answer.
No, I only know that
Okay.
valve should be opened slowly so that the condensed water can be uh, turned into the steam.
First, before opening the valve, we need to a steam stop valve is given, right? So to regulate the steam, before opening it, we need to drain out the condensed water that got accumulated in the pipeline. So there's a drain valve fitted. There's a drain valve will be fitted in the pipeline where the water will get accumulated at. So we will open that valve, let the water flow out, then we'll close the valve, and then we'll open this steam stop valve and let the steam pass through. And we'll open it very slowly so that little bit of steam will pass through and it will warm up the pipeline. Got it? So don't forget to mention these 2 points. So I think differences done, steam hammering done, drought. What is drought? Not drought. Draft here. What is draft? Anybody? Pradhuman bro, you want to answer?
No, bro, I'm not yet to the
Prepare.
boilers. Yeah,
Okay, it's
I
all
think
right.
it's a pressure
I'm I'm
difference.
It's all right.
I'm still preparing the fluid
It's
mechanics.
it's all right. It's all right. Yes,
Uh,
Carlo.
I'm not sure. Is it the pressure difference between
Correct.
the
Yes,
atmosphere and inside?
correct. You're right.
Yeah,
So Joe,
two
just
types is natural and
yeah, just
forceful.
go on. Give the complete answer.
But I can't explain. I just know that
So
thing, right?
what should you do to explain? Right, my explanation is also not up to the mark. So what should you do is like repeat the answers again and again, even if the communication is not good. Because I've seen people without a good communication, then also they have got the selection. So how to
I
do
have read
it?
it, but I forgot it.
Yeah, so but we have to revise it like after few days. Otherwise, the flow of answering will be gone. And I have also not answered from a very long, from such a long time. So my answers are also not structured like the way I want to answer. So the draft is the pressure difference required, the pressure difference between the atmosphere and the combustion chamber that is necessary, that is required for the proper flow of fresh air into the combustion chamber to remove the exhaust gases out of it. So that's the definition. And there are three types of uh, draft. First one is natural draft. The second one is induced draft, and the third one is forced draft. Just 1 second, bro. I'm coming. Just yeah. Who wants to explain natural draft? Anyone? Just try. Ashok, Deepak.
I don't know. Please, anyone.
It's
So
due to the density difference between the
yeah, it takes
atmospheric
place.
air and
Yeah, it takes place naturally without the help of any external forces. What's induced draft?
it uses fan, right?
Yeah, try to explain it properly.
No, I can't. I am confused
It's produced by the
between
chimney,
the
right?
forced and
What is
It's
it?
produced by the chimney
Not always.
due to the difference
Yeah,
due to the difference of densities between hot gases inside the chimney and cold atmospheric outside.
correct. Chimney is an example of natural draft. It's an example. It's not only because of the chimney. There could be draft taking place at a stove too. Have you seen a wood stove? So stove is the fire is burning. We are using a wood stove too, right? So that's also draft. How is the combustion taking place? Because of fresh air that is being provided, but there is no chimney, right? So chimney is just an example, but it's very good if we are going to explain, give an example of chimney, like a brick kiln. If this question is asked and we are explaining what is an SR duct, then just give an example of brick kiln. So the brick kiln has a long chimney, and the fresh air comes from the bottom side, and it pushes out the exhaust gases from the top, as it has less density. The hot gases has less density and fresh air has higher density. So, and higher the longer the length of the chimney, the better will be the draft. If the Have you seen a brick kiln? So it's very long, right? The length is very high,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Yeah. So the longer the height, the if the brick kiln is more longer, the better will be the draft. Yes, we should give the example of brick kiln. The second one is induced draft. What happens in induced draft system is that a fan will be fitted at the discharge at the exhaust side of the combustion chamber. So it will create a suction effect, due to which the exhaust gases will be sucked from the combustion chamber, will be removed to the outside atmosphere, due to which a pressure difference will be being created, right, in the combustion chamber, and fresh air will be,
Due to Bernoulli's theorem.
yeah, correct. Because of this pressure difference, we can say it here, due to Bernoulli's theorem, fresh air will be inside the combustion chamber. And what is forced draft? Carlo, do you know what is forced draft?
No, I am confused between the forced and induced.
Force means something is, force means you are applying force on the air, right? So in induce, what happened? A pulling force is being created. You are not applying force. A suction is being created. If the fan is fitted at the discharge side, the suction is created. So just remember, induce means suction that is being created. In both the cases, we are using a fan. In induce and force, in both the cases, we are using fans. So just remember,
Yeah, that's
induce
why.
means a
Yeah,
suction effect. In induced, suction effect is being created, and in forced, we are applying force. So what happens is, in a forced draft is a fan is fitted at the suction side of the combustion chamber. So when the fan will rotate and it will apply force on the uh, combustion chamber, on the air that is being present in the combustion chamber, and it will feed fresh air into the combustion chamber. Got it? So what are the any other
yeah,
questions?
yeah.
Draft is also done. So what are the safeties?
Can I?
Yes.
Safety valve and then pressure relief valve. Once again. Safety valve, gauge glass, and then feed check valve. Sorry, feed check valves, steam pressure gauge, boiler blow down valve, and then scum valve, steam stop valve, low water level shutdown, when ag vent port.
Okay. So can you do you
Is there
remember?
relief valve present?
No, relief valve is not fitted in boiler. Only safety valve. Two
Yeah,
safety valves
okay.
are fitted. Don't say relief valve. Wait. Somebody is waiting to join the meeting.
Air vent comes under safety, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Under accessories, you can mention exhaust gas economizer, and what else you can mention? The superheated.
Air
Superheater,
preheater, superheater,
feed pump.
feed pump.
Yeah,
Yeah.
feed pump. So in
One more
access,
thing.
there were few one or two more things here. I have I don't have any deep
I
knowledge
don't
regarding
remember.
this.
There is one more thing. Yes,
So who wants
Low
to,
water level shutdown are usual used in boiler.
both
Both can.
both are
both are
used.
used. If one will fail, the other one will go.
Okay, okay.
So who
In
wants to explain the safety valve, working of the safety valve?
may
Yes.
safety valve, it is used to maintain the constant pressure inside the steam boiler, and even when pressure inside the steam boiler which is above the set pressure, it will release the excess pressure and then come down.
It prevents from over pressurization of the boiler, right?
Yeah.
And what's the working of this safety valve?
Working of safety valve.
Have you studied it?
It blow off the steam when the pressure inside the boiler exceeds the working pressure, right?
No, I got it. But I'm asking what's the working of the safety valve?
There is a spring and then there is a seat. If there is a peak, if there is pressure inside the pipe is exceeded more than the set pressure, means the seat will uh, get top of it and then blow the air, and then comes return back with the help of spring.
Yeah, but can you give me the difference between a safety valve and a relief valve? So both work, both the working is same, right?
Safe,
So what's the difference?
safety valve is for the protection for the people. When the safety valve operates, the whole system is turned off, right?
No, the working difference. Give me the working difference. What's the working difference between
Working.
both?
No,
Relief
no.
relief valve will catch the pressure and then return back its to suction side. I think so.
What's the working difference between both? Like, why does the relief valve, suppose the working pressure is, suppose we have a boiler, just imagine a pump, okay? Relief valve is fitted, and the pressure, the working pressure that is being, the pump can handle is suppose 10 bars, and it will relieve if the set pressure for the relief valve is 14 bars, okay? So whenever the pressure will increase than 14 bars, the relief valve will release the pressure, right? It will lift up and release the pressure, and it will just fall back. It will not release a high amount of pressure. It will just fall back below 14 bars. Am I right? But what's the difference between a relief valve and a safety valve is that a safety valve will remove the maximum amount of pressure that it can release. Got it?
I,
That's why
I
you
didn't got it. Can you repeat it again?
see
Uh,
the main working difference between a relief valve and a safety valve is that a safety valve will release the pressure that is above the working pressure. Suppose the set value for a relief valve is 16 bar. Just example, for example, it's 16 bar, okay? So it will release the excessive pressure above 16 bar, and then again it will fall back. It will not release the pressures like to 8 bars. But what does the safety valve will do? Whenever the safety valve will be released, it will release the excessive amount of pressure that is present. Say till 8 bars, the pressure will fall till 8 bars.
okay.
So how does it take place? That's what my question was. How? Why? How? Because the working is same, right? Relief valve and safety valve. But how?
Due to the surface area.
Correct. Yes, because of the surface area of the relief valve and the surface area of the uh, safety valve. In the relief valve, the surface area is much less. Suppose a force is being applied, a pressure is being applied. Okay, the working pressure is being maintained, and whenever the pressure increases, it will increase the pressure, right? So when the pressure is increasing, it will lift the relief valve. So when it lifts, the surface area is same, but above the valve seat, a spring is present, right? So the spring is also constantly applying a pressure. Am I right? So suppose the working pressure is 14 bars, and the set pressure for a relief valve is say 18 bars. So whenever the pressure will get to 18 bars, the relief valve will lift up and release the excessive pressure. Again, when the pressure is 14 bars, it will sit down. The valve sheet will fall down because of the pressure acting by the spring. But what happens in a safety valve, when the valve lifts up, the surface area will increase. Are you getting my point? The surface area will increase. The valve seat size is a much bigger one, due to which the surface area is increased. And as more pressure is being created, is being exerted at more surface area, the valve will be lifted for a longer period of time, due to which it will remove the excessive amount of pressure from the boiler, and it will fall back after when the pressure exerted by the spring is more, then it will fall back. Are you getting it?
Pressure equal to force by area, right?
Yes.
So when the area is more, pressure will be less, right?
So when the area force into area, right? I got confused.
Force by area, I think.
Yes, it's forced by area.
Okay. So but this is the working that is being explained, right? Force by area. So the force acting on the surface area will be increasing, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So the force acting on the surface area will be increasing. It's because of
Okay, now got it.
okay, it's because of the surface area. In a relief valve, the surface area doesn't increases when the valve lifts, but in safety valve, the surface area increases when the valve lifts, due to which it removes
Do you
more.
have any diagram of relief or
I don't think I
something
have
drawing?
in my like, but in my phone. Somebody has drawn it, so but I don't have it in the laptop. Let's see. Wait, I will try to find something. Just a second.
Yeah, diagram of both relief valve
Yeah,
and the safety valve.
I will try to find it. Just wait a second. Getting the images, but the way I want to explain, I'm not getting it.
I think it's in Dreamer package.
Yeah, it's explained very well in Dreamer package. Just wait a second. I will find the image, then no, guys, I'm not getting the image. You have to refer to Dreamer package. There are images, lot of images, but not showing the comparison how the working is taking place. So you have to refer to Dreamer's package. It's explained very well. It's very easy to understand. He has Sir has used
Sure.
examples, so you can just refer it. And any other, what are the workings that we have explained? Only safety valve, right? So who wants to explain the working of a feed check valve? Why two safety valves are fitted? First difference.
If in case one fails,
Yes. So that the other one
yeah,
will work. Yeah. And what's the pressure
yeah.
difference between both?
0.5 bar.
0.5.
0.5. And what's the working of a feed check valve?
V-check valve is basically a non-return valve fitted fitted in the pipeline of the after the feed pump to control the amount of water coming inside, right?
Can you please repeat it again?
It's a non-return valve fitted on the pipeline after the feed pump to control the flow of water into the boiler. It will not allow the steam to come back through it.
It's a double shut-off arrangement. One non-return valve is fitted and one screw-down valve is fitted. You have to mention both. The feed check valve has a double shut-off arrangement. One is the non-return valve, one is the screw-down valve. So when the
Oh, okay, okay.
water is feeded into the steam drum with the help of the uh, feed with the feed check pump, first the water will flow inside the pipeline, then it will hit the non-return valve, and then it will flow and get into the steam drum. The non-return valve ensures that any steam or water will not flow back towards the pump side. That's why this non-return valve is used. And what's the function of the screw down valve? Can anybody answer what's the function of the screw down valve? Anyone? Nobody knows it. So the function of the
No.
okay, I'm explaining. So function of the screw down valve is that suppose the non-return valve is not working and we need to overhaul it. So we just screw down the valve and close it down. So while after closing the screw down valve, no steam or exhaust gases, no steam or water can flow out, right? Then we can open the non-return valve and overhaul it. And also while the boiler is in a stop condition, we screw down the valve. Got it?
Okay, then the water is going to steam drum,
Yes, water is
right?
fed into the steam drum. From the steam drum, it goes to the water.
Yeah, yeah.
So safety valve, then what are the safeties left? What's the function of the this one scum blow down valve? Who wants to answer? Anyone?
Blow down valve is fitted on the steam drum
Where at the
to
steam
blow
drum?
down in the water level to blow down the floating sludges,
Yeah.
floating debris from the water surface.
Yes, correct. So you need to
It will
mention
cause
the
galvanic corrosion, right?
fitting corrosion. Don't feel
Sorry.
shy. Don't feel shy, bro.
Okay,
You
sorry.
should use your camera.
No, no, no.
It's
I
much
have no
better.
shirt.
It's
That's
all
why.
right. Yeah, without the shirt, we are going to upload the videos. You should have a shirt, but it's all right. You should open your camera.
Okay, no problem. You can upload.
Yeah. So how does the scum blow down valve works? It's fitted in the water line. Mention water line. It's very necessary. It's fitted in the water line of the steam drum, and it is the function of a scum blow down valve is to remove the scum. Scum means floating debris. To remove the floating debris that are present in the water. So we just open it and remove the floating debris. What's the function of the boiler blow down valve, and where is it fitted?
It is fitted at the bottom side of the boiler, and it's used to blow down the mud, sludge, and other things from the bottom of the tank. It's mainly used to when the time comes of inspection, right?
Yeah, when we need
Inspection
to clean the
maintaining
boilers,
time.
we need to
Yeah, yeah.
remove all the for emptying the boilers too. We use this boiler blow down valve, and then what is it? Gauze glass. Ashok, you are so silent today. Explain gauze glass.
Gale Gusla,
Gauze glass.
Gauge
gauge
glass.
glass.
Sorry, yeah, gauge glass.
Gauge glass is fitted in front of the boiler to see the water level inside the boiler to observe it. There is a two gauge glass is fitted. When there is a one gauge glass is oily or oily or not one gauge glass is fitted for comparing. With the comparison we can conclude that water level inside the boiler.
Correct. Yeah, for comparing both the water levels in the both the glasses. So what is done is two tappings are taken. One tapping is taken from the steam side of the steam drum, and one tapping is taken from the water side of the water drum. And then both the tappings are connected to the gauge gauge glass. Why am I saying gauze? gauge glass. So from the steam side, steam enters, and from the water side, water enters. And then we can observe, we can compare both the levels. How much is the water level? And what is the low water level shutdown? Who wants to explain?
When there is a low water level in boiler, it may damage the boiler. So we have low water level shutdown. When there is a low water, it will alarm and then it will shut down the boiler.
Where is it fitted?
It is fitted in the bottom of the boiler. Sorry, it is fitted on the water level water drum in the boiler, which
Where?
in where I
It's fitted in the inside the gauze
Steam
glass.
drum.
In the gauze glass inside.
okay.
So how do you know the working? I don't think because you have changed something else. Do you know the working?
No, you can.
So the low water level shutdown is fitted inside the gauge glass. All right. So the components of a low water level shutdown is that it has a floater and a trip and a switch. So imagine the gauze glass. Okay, it has water, right? And what does a floater do? It floats, right? So this floater is connected to the switch with a trip, and whenever the water level decreases, the floater will come down, right? So if the water level will decrease then a certain amount, then this floater will keep hanging, and because of this weight of the floater, the switch will be turned on and it will shut off the boiler. Are you getting my point? Have you got it? Okay. Carlo, you have also got it. Padduban?
Got it, bro.
Okay, all right. And any other safeties that are fit, any other mountings that are fitted?
Air vent cook.
Air vent cock, yes. Air vent cock, functions of air vent cock. Can you explain, Carlo or Ashok?
It protects the boiler from the impulsion while emptying the boiler, while stopping the boiler. It is also called as
To
vent.
yeah.
Yes, Carlo.
Sorry to interrupt.
It's
It is
good.
used to remove the air inside the boiler.
So there are two
Yeah.
functions, right? Can you explain it properly?
When we boil the boiler, inside there is a less pressure. Uh, Outside the boiler, there is a atmospheric pressure is high. Then the boiler inside the pressure. So there is an impulsion occurs. So we have to release the air inside the boiler.
When
And
we
the
release this air in the boiler, what did you say at the starting part? When we heat the water, right? When you boil the water, you're saying, right?
yeah,
But
and
pressure is always increasing, right? What happens in a pressure cooker? How does food cooks faster? Because of the pressure, it is increasing, right? So if you are if you are boiling the water, the pressure will be increasing, right? How is it less than the atmospheric pressure? The function is right, but your concept is wrong. So there are two functions. One, when we are feeding water into the boiler, and the second function is when we are emptying the boiler, when we are using the water blow down valve. So we are emptying the boiler water. Okay. So when water will be removed from the boiler, there will be steam present, right? And it will condense back into water, right? So vacuum may be created in the boiler, and to ensure that if vacuum will be created, implosion can take place, right? Because vacuum means what? No pressure, no air, low pressure. If vacuum will be created, and since the higher atmospheric 1 bar pressure is being outside the boiler, it may get implode, right? So to prevent implosion of the boiler, we introduce air with the help of the air vent cock into the boiler so that we can maintain the pressure. Ashok, you got it? Okay, so the other function is when we are feeding water into the boiler. So we know that water has air has oxygen in it.
Oxygen.
Yes, air has oxygen in it, and we need to remove it. Along with water and CO2, it can form carbonic acid. Carbonic acid chemical name is H2CO3, right? Am I right? H2CO3, yeah.
H2CO3.
Okay. So this oxygen can react with water and CO2 and it can form H2CO3.
CO2 forms H2CO3, right? Oxygen causes pitting corrosion.
Oxygen causes pitting corrosion, and along with CO2 it can form, right? Doesn't oxygen and CO2 react, both reacts, or only carbon dioxide reacts?
Carbon dioxide plus H2O gives H2.
Okay, I also forgot. Yes, carbon dioxide and water H2O can form
Yeah, yeah.
carbonic acid, and that's why we need to avoid it. If there will be and oxygen can also due to oxygen, pitting corrosion can also take place. And if pitting corrosion will take place, the boiler plates will be getting thinner day by day. So we need to avoid it. That's why we need to remove this air from the boiler. So how do you remove the air from the boiler? Do you know it, Carla?
No, no, no. No.
So what happens is we fire the boiler and steam will be produced, right?
Yeah,
Then
yeah, I
we
know it.
open the air vent cock and we let the air pass out. The steam will,
The steam have color, white color,
yes,
and air have no color. So
yes.
we can,
You
as
can
in,
you can
we can see
identify
that
just
the
by
steam.
looking at it that when only
Yes,
steam
yes,
is being passing out, we can see that steam is being passing out from the air vent cock, and then we can ensure that all the air has been removed. All right. So these are the two functions. And any other? Let me see. I think there were more. Heat check valve done, boiler blow down valve done, gauge gauge glass done, low water level shutdown done, and one is pressure steam pressure gauge. That one is also, yeah. What's the function of steam stop valve?
to control the flow of steam.
Yeah, to regulate. Yes, correct. At first, at first, is it it is used in a closed condition or a open condition when we start the boiler?
I think it's closed. I am not sure.
Correct. When we are starting the boiler, it's kept in a closed condition, and when 6 to 7 bars pressure is being generated, and then we open the boiler. We open the steam stop valve to slowly, so that little bit of steam can be introduced in the pipelines, which will warm up the pipelines, and by doing it, we can avoid steam hammering, right? So I think
Yes, yes.
mostly these are the things that we have discussed, and
SURFRAJ, bro.
yes,
Just tell me one thing, that both the mountings and safeties are same or they are
mountings and
different?
safeties are same. Accessories will be different. Mounting means
Okay.
safeties.
Yeah, yeah. Continue.
These accessories will be different. So, Padimar, how much have you
Okay.
completed GMA package?
Uh, uh, Maybe tomorrow or day after tomorrow, I will finish fluid mechanics.
So, you have just started GMA package.
Yeah, because due to some family issues and all.
Okay, all right.
Tell me one thing, that first we have to explain what is boiler and then the working of boiler. Then we also have to explain the working of these mountings or the
It
safeties.
depends on the interview. He will ask you. Sometimes, in
But
my
still we
view,
have
this,
to know now because.
yes, yes. You have to know everything. He may ask
Okay.
either directly what are the boiler mountings, or otherwise he can say that explain both the boilers. What are the types of boilers? Then he can ask you explain the both the working of these boilers, or he can directly jump into the mounting.
Because when I went for the interview in SCI,
Hmm.
the interviewer asked me a question that tell me the difference between safeties and the mountings. At that time, I didn't completed the Dreamer package. I even didn't even started the package, so I got confused that maybe both are different, and I
Safeties
gave
are
them
for
back.
safety purpose, right? Mountings are the all things mounted on the boiler.
But is
Yeah,
it
but at that time
everything that
I
is being
didn't knew it.
mounted on the boiler is a safety?
They are different, right?
But I think I have also got into this question, so I got into the conclusion that the mountings, if he's asking mounting, so that means we can name the safeties. But if he is asking accessories, then we can name the exhaust gas economizer, this one preheater and all. Because I think this all falls under safeties. Yeah, we need to be sure. But that's what I
Gauge
think.
glass is a safety device.
Yeah, to know the water level, it's a safety.
No, it's not a safety device. It to observe the observing. It,
It's a measuring device, right?
yeah, it's a measuring device. It's not a safety.
So if he is asking only safeties, mainly they ask what are the mountings. But if he is asking only safeties, then what are the safety valves?
If
Then
they
we
are
can check.
asking mountings, we can say all things, all these things. But if they are asking the safety things, I
Then
think we can exclude the pressure gauge and water gauge. I think so. I don't know.
okay, all the safeties like feed check valve is a safety valve, and scum blow down valve. These are also safeties, right?
The word start with the valve is a safety device. Uh, just a hint. What it
Okay. I will also try to ask somebody. If the interviewer is asking this question, then we need to know the exact difference.
Fusible
Please,
plug is
please,
a safety,
please
right?
clear it.
Fusible
Okay.
plug is a safety device. Yeah. Can you?
And you
Yes.
low water level and trip is there, right?
Low water level. Yeah. Correct.
Double low water level and trip. That's explained in
Double low.
visionary.
Low water level shutdown.
Low is there also. Low water level and trip. That's in
Maybe
visionary.
if it's in visionary,
both
then
are
yes.
same, bro.
No, bro. There is a float chamber, and we have to drain that float chamber. That's called low water level alarm and trip.
Maybe. Then I have not studied it.
And there is a flame failure alarm. Yeah, it's all common safety.
Oh, and from where are you studying those?
From visionary.
Okay, all right. Okay. So maybe in visionaries I have included those topics, but in basics GMA package we have not included those. And who wants to explain the fusible plug and where is it fitted? We can name the fusible plug too here. Anyone? Where is fusible plug fitted? Denai, do you know where is it fitted?
At the water level.
At the water level, like at the water level, at a water
Inside the
line.
water. Inside the water. It's submerged, right?
It's submerged, yeah, but it releases the steam into the combustion chamber, right?
When the water level is low, it will fusible plug will
Melt.
melt
No,
and
it's
water can
one
get
end.
inside.
It's one end. So it's submerged and water, and other head is free to where water is heat is coming to boiler.
Doesn't
Like
it
when water
releases
level.
the steam into the combustion chamber and turn off the and extinguish the fire? What's the working of the fusible plug in uh, a boiler? Can you explain? Deny, can you? Working of fusible plug?
During
What
normal
I
condition, fuel plug remains submerged in the
Yes.
water inside the boiler.
And when the water
And
level goes down, then
when the water level in the boiler falls below the safe limit, then the plug gets uncovered, right? So it is
yeah,
exposed to the steam, so that it melts and cut off the fuel supply.
how is it cutting off the fuel supply?
Water is carried to the furnace
Okay.
and
So
put off the fire, I think.
so it fuses and water flows inside it, and the fire gets fused.
the
Yes, yes,
water,
yes.
not water, I think only the steam.
Steam.
Yeah.
Steam. Okay.
Okay.
Maybe water too. I'm not sure. I have to look into it. But yes,
No,
it
it's water. It's water.
water, right?
Water is directly flowed in combustion chamber. Due to this,
Yeah, where it
Fire in the combustion chamber cut off. Yes,
But
it's water.
to alloy to melt the alloy, the water needs to be finished, right? Uh, only then the alloy will be melted, right?
I think it's not finished. It's comes under the safe limit, right?
Okay, okay,
yeah, just say when water level comes down, when
okay.
same liquid
So I was
safe limit.
trying to find the location, like the exact location where is it fitted. In few websites, it mentions it at the crown of the combustion chamber.
Crown of the furnace. Yes,
And
Yeah,
fireplace
crown plate of the
or
furnace.
over the combustion chamber.
crown of the combustion chamber. So
We can say it top of furnace.
top of the furnace, yeah, you can say top of the
And it is
furnace.
made of copper, lead, zinc, and tin.
The
Copper
inside
plus
material
nickel.
is
Yes,
tin, right?
inside material. Yes, yes.
What's
It's
the
made of.
what's
It
the
is written that copper plus nickel, lead, zinc, and tin. It's the mixture or any one.
Okay, I also got it gunmetal, bronze, and copper. Yeah, I
Okay,
have
okay.
find your answers too. I have got that one too.
It's not from the ashes, bro.
Yeah, your answer is from Ashish or somebody else.
Ashes, bro.
Okay,
His
okay,
notes.
okay,
PDF.
okay. This one I got it in Google.
No, he sent me to this notes.
Okay. So we in mountains we can also mention visible plaza. And then any other questions? Exhaust gas economizer. How does the exhaust gas economizer work? Anybody wants to explain? Who wants to explain? Do you know it, Carlo? Ashok?
Oh, I don't know about that. You explain that.
So the
It
exhaust.
is.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
Please,
okay.
please, please, Carlo. Yeah.
It uses the exhaust gas uh, to heat the water coming inside the chamber, so that less fuel can be used and efficiency increase, cost is decreased of the boiler.
And where is it fitted?
I don't know that location.
Exact location I also don't know. But when the exhaust gas is coming from the uh, exhaust manifold, it hits the turbine of the turbocharger and then flows out. Then it goes to the uh, exhaust gas economizer. The exhaust gas economizer has pipelines or tubes which are connected to the tube stack. Sorry, these pipelines are connected to the steam drum and water drum. So when the exhaust gases reaches a temperature of 300 to 350 degrees Celsius, it heats up the water that is being present at the exhaust gas economizer and then it flows out. And this is used when the ship is running, when the
Yes,
main
yes.
engine is running. When the ship, we don't need to fire the boiler when the main engine is running. The exhaust gases will generate steam for us. This helps in uh, reduction of fuel consumption, which finally reduces the owner's money, like saves owner's money. That's it.
So when the ship is at the port, we use boilers.
Yeah, yeah. And also, if suppose you are in midship and you want higher steam generation, in that case, then you can do. But mostly when the main engine is running, we don't use it.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. So I think we have covered the safeties and all. Do you have any other questions from boiler?
No, no, no.
Okay. So I will ask them. What water do we use in boiler?
Sorry.
What water do we use in boiler?
Seawater.
No, Carlo.
No, I don't know. What water?
Which one? Or do you directly feed seawater or do you use fresh water? What do you use?
Fresh water, I think.
Correct. What will happen if you will do use seawater?
It's contains salt, na?
Yes,
Oh yeah,
So it
yeah, yeah.
cause
correct.
corrosion.
And if you heat, it will form layers in the boiler. This one, at a boiler drums. it also corrosion will take place, and also uh, the efficiency will also drop since a layer has been formed. And the main thing is corrosion will take place. What corrosion will take place?
Acidic,
What
not
type of
acidic.
corrosion?
Galvanic corrosion.
Correct, yeah, galvanic corrosion. And what's the pH level of this water?
No, I don't know.
It's maintained at 11. These are the questions that have been asked in interviews. So it's maintained at
Okay,
11.
okay.
So what is pH level? Can anyone explain? What is acidic water? What is neutral? And what is alkaline?
Above
pH,
7 was a base, below 7 was acidic in nature.
pH value indicates basically pH value indicates the acidity if water is acidic or basic. If it's below 7, it's acidic. If it's 7, it's neutral. If it's above 7, it's a basic.
Correct. So the boiler water is maintained at 11. So I think that's it for today.
Surface bro, what kind of corrosion will take place
Uh,
if we use the salt water?
Galvanic corrosion will take place
Galvanic. Okay.
because it is a
Can you explain galvanic corrosion?
I will try to, but I
Yes,
don't
I
think so.
also.
I don't think
Yeah,
so that
yeah.
I can
There
explain
is a
it
metal
clearly.
difference. Highly reactive metal act as a anode and less reactive
Cathode.
metal act as a cathode.
Yeah.
Highly reactive metal
And
will first corrode.
it depends on the galvanic table too, right?
Yeah,
So when two
the
dissimilar metals are kept in an electrolyte, like for example, seawater,
there
this
is a in ship submerged in water. There is a sacrificial anode
correct.
to protect the parent metal.
Yeah. I have to study the welding. I have studied a long time ago, but we will discuss it few days later. Don't worry, we will come. We need to complete the whole strength of materials and all everything. I think
Okay.
tomorrow, what should be the topic? First, thank you guys for joining. I'll just stop the recording.